wish I knew you. I wish I knew you when I was young. I'm probably going to feel that way too when I meet whoever I'm going to end up with. I think about that sometimes, actually. I think about how, I'm going to be 30. Like, so I'll have went through my 20s, my teenage years and my 20s without whoever I'm going to end up with. And gosh, man. Yeah, I think about that sometimes. Like, there'll probably be a part of me that wishes I could share a younger version of Anton with her. Like my more naive self, my more innocent self. Yeah, like my innocence, And I feel like my whole life right now is about returning to innocence. I feel like that is the work I'm doing on myself, and my healing is to reclaim that innocence. Can I heal myself and become so grounded and strong, but grounded and stable in who I am that nothing can shake me? And really what that's all for is so I can embody my innocence in a way that doesn't lead to pain, right? Because so much of the time when you're young, you have an innocence, but you're not grounded or stable in yourself yet. So it's so easy for that innocence to break, for your heart to shatter, right? Because you just don't have the life experience to be able to deal with that level of pain and that hurt. And it's like, now I'm developing that level of stability, that level of self-love, that level of stability and groundedness in myself, so that I can embody that same level of vulnerability and authenticity and innocence, so that I can feel the world again. Because to a degree, because life can be challenging sometimes, especially emotionally, we all numb ourselves off. We all wall ourselves off. We all wall our hearts off to the world. We numb ourselves. Alcohol, drugs, literally just our mind will numb ourselves. We won't open ourselves up to that level of pain, which is why we're not able to be fully present with our partners, with our loved ones. Because we're just afraid of being innocent, vulnerable again, and being hurt and being let down, being rejected, or just loving somebody so deeply and it, and just not going well. I've shared this story, but my father literally with a dog didn't want to get a dog because he was afraid of what would happen to him when it died, when he had to put it down. Like, that's not even a partner. That's not even a lover. That's not even a human being. This is a dog, right? And I get it. We have deep relationships with our animals, but we can have very deep relationship with our animals. But compare that to a romantic, intimate relationship where you share your heart and your soul with somebody, where you build a life together, where you might even have children together. Like, man, like my dad didn't even want to have a dog because it'd be too painful for him to let go. And like, my dad's very walled off and numbed out, as most people are. But like, again, that's why this whole journey I'm on is to open my heart again and to continue to open my heart, because it's much more open than it was even a few years ago. But it's still not where it was when I was a kid. I can tell because I remember the feelings. I remember being a kid, and there were almost like more dimensions to life. It's like I could smell, like, it's like I would be listening to music. I could smell the music. I could feel the music. I could feel the music coursing through me. The music was a world I could get lost in. It felt like almost like, if you're doing a psychedelic journey and you explore this new world that opens up in your mind. You can explore and map out these territories if you do like mushrooms enough or psychedelics. You can start to realize there's patterns and in these thought worlds, right? And music used to be the same way. You like, it was so immersive. And now, and also like I've become more analytical as I've got older, but I think also I've become more analytical as a protective mechanism, because the right brain is more feeling. You know, the more innocent you are, the more open-hearted you are, the more easily you can tap into that right brain and think about things from that more emotionally focused place, because you're listening to the music through your heart, not just your ears. You're feeling the music. And as we get more shut off and as we become more analytical, we lose the ability to experience music at that same level. And there's also other factors too. As you become more of a musician, you start picking up on the patterns of music, and you start to listen to music through patterns. Like, because I've been learning how to sing, let's say, or paying more attention to drums and guitar lines, I'm now not just listening to the voice, I'm dissecting the melody structures or the change of vocal fluctuations. I'm a scientist dissecting the music, right? So it's not always purely emotional, but a lot of it is. A lot of it is. It so happens that the last time I really was immersed with music to the same degree that I used to be was, before I had the last... Yeah, there was a relationship I was in that really hurt me, I shut down really deeply after that one. It was so painful, a betrayal. And yeah, it's just funny how right around that time I think there was a noticeable shift in the spectrum of colors and frequencies almost I could pick up, like at that time than after. Yeah. It's very interesting. I even notice there's a slight even difference between the way I listen to music when I first started my YouTube channel to now. That's even a difference. Where I think a lot of stuff happened between when I started my YouTube channel and now, and yeah, there has been some evolutions. My more masculine side, my more analytical brain has come online in the last 5 years more. And there also have been heartbreaks in the last 5 years that have, again, had me shut down more. And yeah, it's a long road back to an open heart. And that is, I feel like, my life's work and my life's mission is to return to that state of innocence, but in a way that I can embody that and stabilize myself in that without being so hurt when life inevitably crushes you. And not to make life, it's not life crushing you, it's just that things happen in life that are devastating and you don't see them coming all the time. Often you don't see them coming. And part of that walling your heart off is also I will never be... How do I say that? I will never be blindsided again. And so again, because of that, you'll never be... Like, the only way to not be blindsided by life is to analyze life, is to see the patterns in life, is to wall your heart off a little bit to life, to be more calculating with life, to when you get into a new social situation or a new relationship, to be a little bit more discerning, to, again, and it's like, that's not a problem. Discernment's really important. Seeing patterns are really important. But yeah, it takes... And the other part of it is, ideally, we are becoming more discerning so that we can notice the people that will break our heart, and we're looking out for the person that is safe, that we get in a relationship with and we go, oh, you're safe. I can open my heart up with you the way I did when I was a child, when I was in high school or university. And so, yeah, I feel like that's like the journey we're all on. Like every human being's on that journey. It's not just me. Everyone's on that journey. The difference is some people are more aware they're on that journey, and some people are more intentionally on that journey to find a way to open their heart again. But it's like the alternative is you just be numbed out and can't really feel anything. You can't really relate to anybody in your life, your partner, your friends. You don't have very deep relationships with your friends, platonic relationships, romantic relationships. Yeah, there really is no alternative. Question is, when do people start that journey? Do they wait till their midlife crisis? A lot of the time, that's it. They wait till either life breaks them down, or they're just so numbed out that they want to take their life. Because that's what's funny about suicide. And I lost my cousin to suicide, so I've given this a lot of thought, that a lot of the time people don't kill themselves because of pain. They kill themselves because of numbness. And that's why a lot of the time I've had friends, close friends, who, would, trigger warning here for the next minute, but would cut themselves, right? And really, one thing they would tell me is, I'm cutting myself so I can feel something. Because effectively, I've been hurt so many times that the only way to survive was to numb myself out. And really, I don't know how to feel anymore. And so I have to cut myself so I can feel. And that's really there's the hopelessness that comes with repressing your feelings so much that you just can't feel anything anymore. And then at that point, there's really no point in living from the standpoint of the person who wants to end their own life. Right? So, yeah, we're all on this journey. We're all going to be on this journey sooner or later. And for me, I'm starting this journey in my 20s because I don't want to screw up a relationship in the future, screw up my kids. I'd rather figure their stuff out now so that I can, continue to have beautiful relationships, because I have wonderful relationships. My friends are the best people in the world, and I'm sure we all think that. But yeah, I love my friends. I love the people in my life, and I have very tender-hearted, very open-hearted relationships. And actually, it's funny, now that I think about it, I have extremely tender-hearted relationships. Very vulnerable, very authentic. But yeah, there's I still know where my precipice is. I still know where I'm reluctant to go within myself, because that is just, some things are painful to relive. Some things are very painful to relive. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's my odyssey, is to share those things openly with myself and the people I love. And yeah, that's what we all want. We got to find people that we can share every aspect of ourselves with, not just the things that we like about ourselves or the things that will be accepted by others, but truly everything. Yeah. So that's an interesting segue from, so that's funny. That was a segue that all came from the lyric of, I wish I knew you when I was young. That's funny. If you guys want to check out another clip from this episode, click here. And if you want to check out more clips on this topic, click here. And if you want to check out the full episode that this clip is taken from, you can click the link in the description below. And that's it. So I'll see all of you in the next one.